...2015 was an incredibly challenging year for Marius Swart and the magnificent VW Polo S2000. An enormous amount of work has gone in over the last 6 months to have the car re-prepared, ready to come and race in the MRF Tyres Queensland Rally Championship this year. The first round of that championship starts next weekend, the 2nd of April, at Manumbar, and it's going to be fantastic to see the car back out there again. It's a car with a lot of history, and the presentation and the sound of the car is just sensational. So we've got the opportunity today to have a look at the car and to have a quick chat with Marius to get a bit of an idea of how much work's actually gone in to getting the car ready to come and play next weekend. So welcome, Marius. Thanks for coming, allowing us here today to have a bit of a chat. What sort of work has gone in to get the car ready for you for next weekend?
Yeah, Gerard, we obviously have done a lot of work to the car because we've had some mechanical issues, and I've basically gone to rebuilding the car from the ground up. Thought it's a good opportunity to give it a bit of an upgrade as far as the colour scheme is concerned, and it's got a brand new motor that's been built by VW Racing in South Africa, the very last one that they built. Quite happy with that. It sounds fantastic, and hopefully we're going to have a much better year this year.
The car looks absolutely sensational. It looks better than it would have ever coming out of the factory even, so that's an absolute credit to you and the work that you've put in. How many hours has actually gone into having it ready at this stage now?
Yeah, thanks for that. Probably the answer is, as I say, sometimes you ask somebody how much money they've spent on a car and they wouldn't tell you. I don't even want to think about the amount of hours that I've spent on this car. The interesting thing is that I've gone right back to bare on any of the panels that I've painted, so nothing left on it, no primer or anything at all. I've taken off probably around about 6 coats of paint. Car should be lighter because it's now only got a coat of primer and the top coats on it, and it really looks fantastic. I think it's, as you rightly say, it's the best it's ever looked.
Yep. I've had the opportunity of looking underneath the car, and even that absolutely shines. It's better than what my car looks like on top. So again, huge amount of effort. You're going to cry the very first time you go over the first set of rocks.
The interesting thing is that underside's already done an event, so it just proves out how well that underbody protection works. All that I did, of course, is when I came back, I took the protection off, and I was on my back for a good hour and a half with a sponge and water and cleaning it, and that's why it's looking so good.
So the specification of the car, still full standard S2000, basically nothing modified, but with the latest additions to that.
Yeah, full FIA spec S2000. The car is such a magnificent car, you cannot change from that because then you're just going to turn it into something else. The only thing that we've got different, well, not different, we've upgraded, is that we've now got a slightly wider suspension that we're running. The original car came out in an 1800 wide suspension. It's now running an 1820. It's not a lot, but it's probably going to be the first event that we can really try it out. We had it in Border Ranges, and we had our first lot of technical issues at that stage, so it'll be quite interesting to see how the car behaves.
So the championship this year is looking very, very strong. We've got 51 cars in this first round. The top 10 is the who's who of rallying in Queensland. How do you think you're going to fare this year?
Yeah, look, it is a fantastic entry for this first event, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an extremely good challenge. We would just like to have a good, clean run, enjoy ourselves, have no technical issues. Pretty sure if that happens when we get to the end of the event, we'll be there and thereabouts. We may be able to pull a few surprises, but let me tell you, there's some pretty good steerers out there, and I think we're going to have our work cut out to be up there.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the interesting things will be the characteristics of your car versus the four-wheel drive turbos, which are obviously bigger, heavier cars, but with a lot more power. What's the strengths and weaknesses that you have in competition with those guys?
Yeah, our biggest problem that we have is the fact that we don't have the acceleration, we don't have the amount of torque, we don't have the horsepower, but our car is very well suited for technical tight stuff. I really enjoy that in the car, and especially if it's a bit rough. Our car's been built to handle the rough stuff. We don't have to slow down that much. I think we've proven in the past that as soon as it's a challenging technical stage, we're quite able to be right at the top. we just don't have the acceleration and the top speed. The other guys will do well in excess of 200 on certain stages, where our car tops out at 164. That's our maximum top speed, and we can't keep up with them on those stages.
I was talking this morning with Simon Knowles regarding the character of the event at Manumbar, and a couple of the new stages around the Nanango area, a bit of a mix of shire and forestry roads, but in Simon's words, lots and lots of corners. How do you reckon that's going to suit you in the Polo?
Oh, look, it puts a smile on my face. That's our bread and butter. Really looking forward to that then. And we just love to go out there and enjoy it. As you know, I love blind events, and that would be it for me. So let's hope it's going to be a fantastic event.
Yep. I think everything's shaping up to be one of the best challenges we've seen in Queensland rallying for a long time. Strong field, a large number of competitors with 51 cars. There's strength right throughout the field in terms of a lot of old-time drivers come back. We've got Stewie Reid perhaps making an appearance. We've got guys who haven't rallied for quite a while coming back, and we've got some newbies in the field as well. A couple of guys doing their very first event. So it's really shaping up to be a sensational event. It's going to be fantastic to see the Polo out there with that incredible noise that it makes, and I know that the competition is going to be absolutely fierce. So if you've got the time free, come up to Manumbar, have a look at this event. It is going to be an absolute showcase for Queensland rallying.